How are you? I'm Cheryl Lee Harnish, and I'm the author of The Path of the Soul, Divine Guidance Deck, and a book at Sea to Love. I am doing another video in my Spirituality is Getting Real, and it's become such a theme for this holiday season that I knew I had to talk about it. Depression is a huge, huge issue, but what I found is people who have chosen to awaken and have chosen to do their best to walk their path, they're experiencing depression like tenfold of other people, and it seems like nobody really wants to talk about that. And so you could call it depression, but we could even back it up to people feeling this real general unease, unhappiness with their lives. It's almost like, this is the life that I'm living out here, and this is the life that I feel in here, and it's how do I make this life out here be what I feel it is in here. We're such creatures of comfort, you know, and the soul is knocking on our door from the inside. Hello? Hello? You know, there's something more we need to do. There's something more to this. There's something more to you. And, you know, we're kind of distracted with the world out here, doing what we think we should be doing. And the soul's way of getting our attention is to create that feeling of something isn't right here. Like, I don't feel like I'm fitting into the world the way that I know in my heart I feel like I need to. And it creates a real discomfort. But that discomfort is the catalyst for us to change. And that's how depression or feeling unhappy with our lives is actually a beautiful gift. But don't get me wrong, I'm not sugarcoating this. It sucks to feel this way, you know, but there's a lot of fallacies around us walking our path. And the first one that I want to talk about, I just attended someone else's talk, and I only did it so that I'd be social and actually leave my house because I'm a bit of an agoraphobic. And I go to this talk, and this woman is saying to this audience of like 200 or 300 people, you know, once you get on your path and you start walking your path, everything is going to come up aces. And as she said that, my stomach turned, and I thought, how dare you say those things? Because that is one of the biggest myths about us walking our path, is that as soon as we get on our path, it's gonna just unfold. That when we get on our path, we're gonna be running through a field of daisies with our hair blowing in the wind. It's gonna be wonderful. But it's not like that. And because that's such a myth that's been integrated into our brains, it's really kind of steered us backwards and offward from our paths. Because everything doesn't come up aces for the majority of people. What happens is as soon as we say, you know, I think maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm going to make an effort in it, I'm going to put some energy into this, and I'm going to do this. And it seems right, but we're scared shitless, and we go out and we try, and maybe things don't always go the way we plan. They go according to plan, but not our plan. And as soon as we say, yeah, you know what? I am going to do my best to walk my path, even if I have no clue where I'm going, I'm just heading that way, and I'm going to go. We have to face and confront our biggest fears, our biggest beliefs, those mothers that just kind of hold us back. Whatever it is that we believe about ourselves is what we confront as soon as we start to do that. So there's no aces and field of daisies there. There's a lot of inner turmoil, fighting with yourself, needing to really look at what's in here and what's stopping you from being out there. Because our inclination when we're in this human form is to stay as small as possible. I can't let myself out. I can't let myself be big. And so as soon as we step onto our path, that's what we're confronted with. So as soon as we experience that, that is beautiful. That is the field of daisies. And it's just not the kind of daisies we're hoping for. But it's necessary because we need to clean those things away before we can move forward on our path. And another big myth is that if we're going to do our work here, then it must be spiritual. It must be new agey, or that sort of thing. It should be energy work. I should be doing Reiki or healing. I should be writing books or doing things that are out there. That it should be new agey stuff. But there's lots of people who aren't new age or aren't necessarily spiritual, who are truly walking their paths. Mrs. Jones, whose life dream was to open a bakery, and she finally does that and opens that bakery. And every person who comes into her bakery, she is filling them with love, literally. From the moment they walk in the door to the food that they eat that she gives to them, she's spreading love. And so it's not the job itself, it's how we feel about the job that we're doing. And the other thing is, a lot of people think that they have to affect or touch hundreds, thousands, or millions of people in order for their path and work to be valid. But that kind of out there work is only for a small majority of people. Most of us are really making the biggest difference in our contact to individuals, one-on-one. How our energy intermingles and mixes and helps to uplift someone else in doing whatever is true from our passion and from our hearts. Now, I'm not trying to sound preachy. I'm just going to call out some things that I know has been so prevalent, I can't even say the word, in the New Age community. And this whole thing, it's, along with the fluff and bubble stuff, that we're not supposed to say how we're really feeling, and it's not really acceptable to say I don't feel good. I really don't feel good. I feel like crap, and I can't seem to get it together, and I can't seem to understand what it is I'm supposed to be doing out there, so I don't want to be out there because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And that sadness and that depression about not knowing what to do on our paths, it's normal and it's common. And if we can allow ourselves to say, this is where I'm at and this is how I feel, then it allows us to be able to support each other. Because as soon as we understand that we're standing on common ground, we have a hand to hold on to. And I'm not saying it's only people out there. I get this. And I've done what some people consider is it. And I've walked my path, I should know now, and everything's beautiful and bubbly. But I still go through this. I still suffer the feelings of being depressed and not really sure, am I doing it? Am I doing it the way I'm being asked to do it? Am I doing this right? And then all that inner ego stuff that says, you're not doing it right, you need to do it better, blah, blah, blah. There's that. And then there's my soul saying, there's more in you, and you've got to do that. And it creates that discomfort so that I'll keep moving forward on my path. And that's why many of you are feeling that discomfort. So I want to say that for any of you who are going through that really tough time of walking your path and trying to figure it out, that most of us are going through that. And I have to say, from the hundreds of people that I've met on my travels and doing talks and readings and all of that stuff, I have to throw this in before I'm done, that so many people will say, I don't know what to do. I don't know what my purpose is. But when I ask them, and we really start to talk about what it is they feel drawn to, what gives them passion, what it is that they really love, the answer's right there. What's the problem is that as soon as we hit into that sweet spot where we really could move forward, the ego goes, stop! And instantly will bombard us with, that's ridiculous, you can't do that, that's not it, la la la, and it will come up with 100 things to keep us still and stopped so that we do not move forward down that particular path, the right path. And it's hard to discern whether it's a gut feeling that this isn't the right thing to do, or whether it's our minds trying to keep us small in this little ball. But you know, we have to take a step forward. So whatever those little things, those nigglings of ideas or passions, you have to take a step forward. You know, we can't stay inert, unmoving. And physics says that it takes more energy to get an object that is in a state of inertia, of not moving, into a state of motion. That's where the most energy is used. But once an object is in a state of motion, momentum helps carry the force, and it takes way less energy. So for a lot of us, we're sitting in that place of needing to exert this force of energy to get ourselves moving. And it's not about knowing exactly what it is, because spirit